Okay, hey guys. Yeah, I got cut off. Probably got carried away last video, so I'll try to make this one a little bit shorter. The external dispatcher, like I said, RTS has an external dispatcher that goes through and it shows you various things. I want to show you what you can do with this. I can't show you everything because the traffic level isn't too busy. So what I'll do is I'm going to communicate and you can choose channels. I'm not going to get into all the features of the external dispatcher. I'm just going to show a few things. I'm going to ask, did you want a signal out? This is just a new user. I don't want to. I don't want to basically. You know, basically, I'm using this as an example as far as a new user. I'm not out to say, okay, this is a new user, blah blah blah. So yeah, see, he wants a signal. So okay, let me see. So far you how far are you running to? So while he's doing that, I'm going to assume he's going to be running a little bit. So I'll give it up to at least Manola for now. Whoops. Uh, if you're in the background, all the way to Needles. Okay. So so what you want to do is you want to right mouse click. That turns it white, and then you want to pick any location. He wants all the way to Needles, but you may not want to get that far. So it's going to try to do a path. If you want him down to this track, you got to click the path to start him. I go halfway. Don't go all the way, even though he wants all the way. And then you do the right mouse click to set the path, and then you hit the left, and see now the path is set. Okay, so no problem. Now, he should be fine actually. If you have trains that are opposing, trains coming out of Needles will spawn on Main 2 in the RTS system. That's the only track they will spawn on. The only exception to that is the Amtrak train. Spawns on the station track on Main 3. So we're okay to give him all the way. He wants all the way, we'll give him all the way. Because he's an intermodal train, he's fine. And you can do that yourself. You can also do this, I'll just show you here. If you're into the hit F3, we'll cycle through the various dispatch positions or dispatch locations. You can do this manually too, and I don't want to screw up his signal in front of him, but let's say on the Needle sub, let's say for example he wants to go into the side, you change his mind and he wants to go into the siding at Ash Hill. Well, to do that you would have to give him a switch at Ludlow. You just click on the switch, make sure you're full screen mode, then another switch over at here, and you can do this without external dispatcher. Okay, and then you're like that. Alright, but I'll close that up, I'll keep that normal. Now, here's another thing with the external dispatcher that's really cool. Whoops. That's not what I want. Escape to get out of the F3. So you're back to that. Now, once again, external dispatcher for me does not work when I have the simulator in the background, so I got to minimize it. So I go back to this. Now, what happens, I'm going to hide this for a second. He's already out here. You notice the signal hasn't gone to dark yet? I'm going to darken that signal because he's already out on the switch. So he's fine. I'll do that to red. But I'm going to show this again. If you right mouse click on this, I think you have to double click, do you? Yeah, double click, I think. It's been a while. See how it says leave to clear? He's heading, it automatically sets direction once he starts going. Click down to drop to red. what you want to do is clean up your dispatch board. So that's the best way to clean it up, is to actually go through external dispatcher and have it. Now all his signals will fall to dark. Otherwise, they'll stay what's known as fleeted mode, and they will stay green. The last video I wanted to show you was I was going to start a train myself. Now, I could say I had it set up so this train would depart, the Kansas City Barstow train, right? So what I want to do is I want to head out to Kansas City Barstow. And here's why. I'll head out that way. You have to go through F3 through West Amboy. I think that's, this is the train right here. Now in the normal, you could do it through external dispatcher. I can't, and the reason why I can't is because I'm running a server. So what my external dispatcher is doing is it's representing a link to my server. So for me, if I was to do this, and you can double click on, just like the F3, you can double click on every one of these. Unfortunately, for the purpose of explaining this for you guys as a client, it isn't going to make any sense, but you can double click on these locations as well, and that'll take you to the location. But I can't do it because I'm connected to my server. If you guys are just a client, you can run it, you can do it right through this. But for me, I have to go through the normal way, which is good to know, because you want to know both ways in case you're not running external dispatcher, and you don't need to run external dispatcher. It's a great program. I use it. I certainly use it as a client and to see what's going on day by day. I'm watching all the activity. My server, I have to probably, I would say 90% of the time or more, I don't have the monitor on. I don't have to look. I don't have to do a thing. The only time I have to go through that is if there's some kind of issue that needs rebooting, or something else comes up, and it happens maybe once a month, if that. So make sure you're in full screen mode on this, okay? If you're in minimize and you try to double click on this or do a mouse click, oh, it did work. Figures. Usually it doesn't work. But anyways, you should go full screen. Now, it's supposed to... Let me try this again. I thought it was supposed to, if you're on... Oh, okay, maybe you have to be on the ground. Okay. There was a new feature where it was supposed to flash when you're by a switch or something like that. I think it took me right to the middle of it. So if you're by a switch and you hit F3, is it going to do it? I don't see it doing it. Maybe that's on the server end. It could be. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, let me go right to the switch here. F12. I'm by a switch. I thought it was supposed to flash. Again, it actually might be looking at my server. Who knows? Okay, but anyways, it's supposed to flash. So you're looking, you're in the middle of the dark and you can't see where your train is. Okay, so there it is, right? And it's already running. Somebody, basically we leave the trains going. Again, I have the tags set up, so Control 8 will cycle through between car numbers and the locations. But if you got the tags on, and Shift F8 also shows you locations on various routes, not all of them. So I want to go ahead, and maybe this will be a longer video than I thought. So I want to go ahead and I want to just take this train. Okay, so I've got it. Everything's running. Looks good. Sometimes you'll have to start up. Look, it says, as soon as I clicked on it, it says receiving telemetry from EOT. Well, in order to see EOT, just hit Control F12, and sure enough, there it is. And it's always set up for you, see? I'm using my backlights on my rail driver. There's other keyboard commands. I forget what they are because I've never used them. Control Alt F11 to get inside. There's my brights. I'm zoomed in a little bit. Emergency brake, take that off. And you can hit F for flashlight. That'll get you, see, your breakers are all on. For night operation, you might want to have the cab lights on. You don't need to go behind here anymore, but since the engine's running, you should be fine. But that's where you would turn on the engine from there. So, okay. So we're all set up at that green signal. Now you want to get going. And we've already shown you the registry entry from the last video that I did. So you're all set up there. We got an opposing train. Now, here's the thing about dispatching. You don't want, and everybody, this is called anarchy dispatching. What you don't want to do, first of all, say if you clicked on a train like this one, notice it went pink because I believe that color means it requires an action because I'm at a red signal. It goes yellow when you select it. Now you right mouse click on this, and of course it's not going to work because, oh wait a minute, you right mouse click on it, it'll give you stuff, but it'll cancel that as soon as somebody acquires it. So you want to acquire the train before you give the signal. So once again, right mouse click, it goes white, and if you want to get the features, double right, and that'll get these features. So it's already set to drop to red. Whoever had it set before was, or we already set it before, was dropped to red. You may have to get it into that section. So once again, right mouse click, take it up to the next junction. And the reason why I say that, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm probably going to go. I might bring it into Barstow. Whatever. I haven't run in a while, so why not? Let's have some fun. So you want to go to Daggett, and the reason why I say go to Daggett is because that's a junction. So trains are coming out of Daggett. You don't want to give them all the way into Barstow. Don't do it right away. And the best thing about it is once you set up the route in external dispatcher, from there it's pretty easy. So he's coming through the crossover at Barstow right now. All I do is click it on. See it flashing? That means it's turning the switch. I'm going to turn that off. And if I was in the cab, and there you go, you see the green light right away. And there's other features here. We got a few minutes. I might as well just show you the rest of the how-to. No problem. Okay. So we're here to help anybody, who wants to learn. There's all kinds of different things. So there we go. So now I'm on my way, and he's going to be coming my way eventually, and we'll meet in the middle. We don't have that much traffic on right now because we run 24/7. But we always welcome new members with RTS, and it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing to be afraid of, as I showed through the first video. It's just a matter of going through the screens or knowing how the screens work. Hopefully these videos aren't too long, but I only got 15 minutes per video anyways with YouTube, so this will shut itself down in the next couple of minutes. So and it says somebody else. See, it's already mentioning somebody else's name helped when he split his first train. So I'm just going to say cool for now. And there's other features here. You can see how long your train, how it's pulling, crossing lights up ahead are flashing. You probably want to start in single player just to get the hang of it first, but you're certainly welcome to come on and give it a try. I would try a few trains up the mountain first on your own, especially the mountain. Coming out of Bakersfield, it can be a little bit treacherous coming up and down. Right now we're on Needles. Needles, if you have Needles sub, that's a good sub to start, although there is some pretty good grades at different locations as well. There's really no flat route except if you get Florida. That's probably the best route otherwise. To start, actually, Florida is one of the best routes you could get as a beginner, but it comes to California, so don't be intimidated. Ask questions. Post messages on our forum. You can also post to our Facebook page, and I'll try to bring the links to those as well. So anyways, that's about it for the video. We'll talk to you later.